Right now, you're barely scratching the surface on what AI like ChatGPT can do for you. You're probably using it just like everyone else, typing in a question and getting back a generic surface level response. But what if I told you you could turn AI into a high level consultant, strategist, and creative powerhouse just by changing the way you prompt it? In this video, I'm breaking down 10 insanely powerful prompting techniques that will completely change the way you use AI. By the end of this video, you'll be able to unlock AI's full potential, getting sharper insights, more strategic answers, and content that actually stands out. And trust me, once you see how these work, you'll never go back to basic prompting again. Let's dive in. First up is structured thinking, also called chain of thought prompting. Most people assume AI will figure out on its own, but it doesn't actually think. It predicts the next best word based on patterns, not understanding. If you ask a vague question, it will take a guess at what you mean and often give a shallow, generic response. To get a higher quality output, you need to guide AI step by step, just like you would a human assistant. For example, instead of asking, analyze the stock market report, break it down into logical steps. For example, step 1, summarize trends. Step 2, identify outliers. Step 3, explain the economic drivers. And finally, step 4, predict the next 6 months. This way, AI follows a clear path instead of throwing out a random response. Think of AI like a chef. If you say, make me dinner, you get something random. But if you say, make a spicy chicken pasta with garlic bread in under 30 minutes, suddenly the chef knows exactly what to do. Chain of thought prompting gives AI the recipe and steps it needs to cook up the best answer. Now, what if you need AI to prompt a more expert level response? That's where role-based prompting comes in. Large language models don't truly understand topics like professionals do, but they can generate expert-like responses when guided by a well-structured role prompt. Instead of just asking for information, you tell AI who it is before asking the question. For example, instead of, tell me about AI regulations, try this. You're a policy advisor for the EU Commission. Provide a briefing on the latest AI laws and their impact on startups. Now, AI answers like an expert, detailed, focused, and straight to the point. This works in marketing, law, finance, tech, and even creative fields. Think of AI like an actor. It doesn't inherently know the role, but it can play the part perfectly if you just tell it who to be. When AI is given a role, it steps into character, speaking with authority and expertise. But what if you want more than just an answer? You want AI to refine it, step by step. That's where prompt stacking comes in, where you prompt AI sequentially. For example, instead of the prompt, give me 5 business ideas, try structuring your request like this. Step 1, generate 10 AI startup ideas. Step 2, rank them by profitability. Step 3, write a pitch deck for the top idea. Each step builds on the last, refining AI's answer instead of settling for the first try. Here's the thing, AI loves to ramble. It can be too vague, too wordy, or just miss the point. That's why you need to add constraints. Without clear boundaries, AI guesses what you want, and that's not always useful. For example, instead of asking, summarize blockchain trends, try this prompt instead. Summarize the top 3 blockchain trends of 2024 in exactly 50 words. No jargon, make it understandable for a 12-year-old. Now AI is forced to stay on point, making it concise, clear, and digestible. This is perfect for business insights, content writing, and even social media posts. It's like a high school essay with no word limit, long, messy, and full of fluff. By giving AI a limit, such as 50 words, no jargon, and clear enough for a 12-year-old, it has to prioritize clarity over complexity. Additionally, one AI model isn't always enough for pro-level results. That's why the smartest users stack multiple AIs together. Each model has strengths, so combining them creates a powerhouse workflow. For example, ChatGPT is best for brainstorming ideas and structuring responses. Claude is excellent for deeper, long-form reasoning. Perplexity AI fetches real-time sources and research. And Midjourney or DALL-E creates a visual to support your concepts. Stacking AI tools lets you use each one's strengths instead of forcing a single model to do it all, and it's a key way AI agents work. If any of these are clicking for you and you want even smarter AI hacks, hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's next. But let's say AI is still too generic in its response. That's where negative prompting comes in. By default, AI plays it safe, giving basic, surface-level answers, but you can push it further by telling it what not to do. Instead of asking, what are the biggest AI trends? Try this. Explain AI's impact on business, but avoid generic points like AI is growing fast. Focus on real-world applications from major companies. This eliminates vague, repetitive content and gets straight to actionable insights. It's just like training a new employee. If you say, handle customer service, they may be polite but miss the key details. But if you say, handle customer service but don't use scripted responses, avoid apologies that sound fake, and never say, I don't know, they now focus on what actually matters. Negative prompting does the same for AI. It eliminates the fluff and forces depth. It's wild how one small tweak can 10x your AI results. If you picked up even one useful insight so far, smash that like button. It helps more people find these strategies. Now, let's talk about something most people overlook. AI can actually critique its own work if you ask it to. This is called self-reflection loop. Instead of just saying, write a business strategy, challenge AI to analyze its own output. Write a business strategy, then critique your own responses for weaknesses, gaps, and inconsistencies. Now, AI goes back and improves its response, catching flaws it may have otherwise missed. It's good to think of AI's first response as just a rough draft, good but not great. If you make it proofread itself, it's like handing it a red pen to refine its logic and fix its weak points. But AI has one major limitation: it forgets previous conversations. That's where dynamic memory hacks come in. If you want AI to maintain context across multiple messages, don't just say, continue our previous discussion. Instead, make AI summarize what it remembers. For example, summarize our last 5 messages, then continue based on that summary. Now, AI retains context, making conversations flow naturally instead of resetting each time. But what if you need AI to predict the future and think critically? That's where hypothetical scenarios or thought experiments come in. Instead of asking, how is AI changing social media? Try this. Imagine TikTok launched a ChatGPT powered AI influencer in 2026. How would this impact user engagement, marketing, and ad revenue? By framing the question as a what-if scenario, you push AI to think outside the box and provide forward-looking insights. And finally, let's talk about executive-level prompting, getting AI to think like a Fortune 500 CEO. Instead of asking, what's happening in AI, challenge AI with a high-stakes scenario. You're a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Identify 3 AI trends impacting enterprise software, analyze risks and opportunities, and recommend a 3-year AI strategy. Now, AI shifts into strategic analysis mode, delivering insights as if a real CEO were making the decisions. At the core of all of this, we're not making AI smarter, we're making it more precise. AI doesn't actually understand your question. It simply predicts the next most probable word based on patterns it's learned. If your prompt is broad or vague, AI will take the safest, most generic route, delivering surface-level, predictable answers. But if you apply these techniques, you're fundamentally changing what the AI believes is the best response. You're shifting its probability model to prioritize depth, expertise, and clarity over randomness and generality. This means you're not asking better questions, you're shaping how AI thinks about the answer, and that's the real power here. The better you guide AI, the more valuable its response becomes. So the question is, are you going to let AI decide what's more relevant, or are you going to take control and get exactly what you need? What's one technique you'll try first? Drop it in the comments. Want to take this even further? I've got a 6-part framework that'll transform the way you prompt AI. Check it out here.